And we are back, man. What's up, B Rich?
What up, man?
Hey, man, you know what episode it is, right?
Hey, it's our Michael Jordan number 2-3 episode.
Hey, man, you ain't even have to say the Michael, and you could have said just our Jordan episode, our
Jordan
2-3 episode, the MJ episode, man. You hit the man with the Michael, man.
Hey, I had Mike Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Man, hey, man, well, you know, sometimes, man, when you're such an icon, sometimes, man, you can take that first name out, man. You know what I mean?
Jordan episode.
That's what I'm talking about, our Jordan episode.
Should I go ahead and count it down?
Hey, man, go ahead. Count us in, B Rich, man. What is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Our Jordan episode number 2, 3. There you go.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, you just getting better and better at it, man.
Better.
Hey, man, please don't try to teach any kids how to count, though.
All right, I got you.
Please, man. Hey, but look. Today, man, for the Jordan episode, right?
Who we got?
So we have to do some GOAT things when we have the GOAT episode, right?
Okay.
So we had to bring, man, somebody, man, that I consider a GOAT. I'm talking about, man, from the city of Atlanta, the east side of Atlanta.
East side.
At that, you know what I'm saying? That many people.
Southwest
you know,
Cal.
Hey, man, that many people love and revere, you know what I'm saying, on the east side and in the city of Atlanta, man. Hey, man, we got to clap it up, man. Let's give it up one time for the one and only, man, Quincy Carter, man. Let's give it up, man.
What up, man? Georgia legend.
That's love.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, so what's up? Welcome to the show, man.
Man, appreciate it. This energy, though.
Hey, man.
I got to feed off this.
Hey, man.
This is
We're
energy
gonna make
right
this
here.
a great episode, man.
Hey,
Hey,
let's
not
do it.
only did he go to Southwest Cap, man, UGA, the bull, he's a dog, bulldog at heart, man.
Oh, yeah, man, definitely, man. We're going to get into that, man. And as far as the energy, I know we may have caught y'all guard a little bit because we've been here. We just been chilling. And then as soon as the mic come on, we go like, bam, man. Here we go with the energy, man.
Nah, I seen it already. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Nah,
That's what's
I
up,
seen
man.
it already.
Thank you for coming, man. So look, I always like to start off by asking any guest that we have to just tell us, what you got going on these days, man. What's going on with Quincy Carter right now in 2024, man?
Man, God's been good to me. God's been really good to me. You know what's crazy, too, is tomorrow I hit 5 years sober, man.
Man, give it up one more time, man. Congratulations.
So, man, that's at the center of my life because I know without me being sober, ain't nothing possible. So, yeah, I started that journey about 5 years ago, and, man, everything else just been building. You know, got my foundation up and running. We promote safe, drug-free environments, and we're doing that through camps, clinics. We just had a back-to-school deal at Stonecrest. We do turkey drive giveaways. You know, I'm a big advocate for sobriety, and man, I just know how important it is to my life. I got my quarterback school going right now.
That's awesome.
Coaching back at my high school, coaching the quarterbacks and receivers at my high school right now. So, man, just staying busy, raising these knucklehead kids of mine. But just staying busy, blessed, man, and just glad to be back on my feet, though, for real.
Man, look, first off, I want to, just commend you on the journey of sobriety. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, everybody that knows me, like, when I was an artist, I had a moniker of the liquor store mascot. Used to go out Playboy Trader liquor store mascot. Definitely a drinker, you know what I'm saying? I spoke about it on plenty episodes. It's been 2.5 years since I've had a drink of alcohol. And I know, wait a minute. Hey, I clap it up for myself. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Cause sometimes we don't give ourselves, you know what I'm saying, enough credit for like the different places we're headed. And maybe that's because sometimes we may not have looked at it like we actually had an issue. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanna commit because I know what that journey is like. I know what it's like to just wake up every single day and, you know, at some point think about, you know what I'm saying, having whatever it is you choose to partake in. So, man, I got nothing but respect for you on it. Something you want to say, B?
I mean, like, you know, I'm addicted to food. It's been like 30 minutes since I ain't had no food. You know, man, I commend y'all for going so long with y'all addictions, man.
This man probably got a Snickers in his pocket, man. Probably got it, man. So look, man, tell us about you also mentioned with Safe, you also mentioned the quarterback camp that you have going on, man. Tell us a little bit about the quarterback camp, like the ages of the kids that you're working with. Like, tell us what you got going on with that.
I've been training QB since about 2010, 2011, but now I wasn't really out there on social media like that because I know I wasn't being my own authentic self. So I didn't want to put myself out there too much because of the things I was doing behind closed doors. And I was really in the middle of my addiction, to be honest with you. But here, 18, 19, I didn't really took that thing to another level. I started really, my home base was in Austin, Texas, because that's where I was living. Okay. And, been training a lot of kids in Dallas, San Antonio, Houston. And then I started dipping back over here, about 2020. Okay. And started really picking up things here. So yeah, man, I train quarterbacks, but I do the camps also with the receivers, the DBs. Then ran into some really good coaches here. Coach Stroh, 84, out there on the east side with me. Coach Third. I bring guys like Greg Blue along, former Bulldog, Tyson Browning, my boy Jamal Lewis. Okay. He'd been in some camps with us. So just, collaborating with a whole bunch of coaches. I got to mention my guy, Coach Julius Williams, played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, went to Towers High School. Anthony Smith, 2-time Super Bowl winner. So, man, shoot, God been putting me around some good dang coaches, man, to really collaborate with and get these boys right and give them the right, frame of mind and things that's really going to be substance to them, as they go on, further in their careers, man. But, man, I get into the intricacies, man, and for me, it starts getting up under that center. And you can see the game switching. I remember, 2019, 20, I'm just, throwing out posts about, different things about the quarterback position and, people talking about I'm old school and all that, but I seen the game, I see the game from another whole point of view. And that shotgun and sitting in that shotgun, that read option, and when these guys get to the NFL, man, a couple things. They hadn't called a play, in a huddle. Wow. So they having problems with the terminology. A lot of stuff, a lot of people ain't talking about either though too. With these young quarterbacks. Then the other thing is they've been in the shotgun for so long. Well, you keep sending them in that shotgun. We went through a phase with Brady, Breeze, and Manning. And maybe you can throw Phillip Rivers in there a little bit. I'm talking about guys who can primarily just stay and play from that shotgun position and know where the different fronts and coverages are coming from and different things the, defense are throwing at you. Them the only guys I thought that can really handle playing in that position and throwing the ball 40, 45 times a game and having really success with it. I mean, these defensive ends, they just got a track right to them, and if you can't maneuver in that pocket or get that ball out quick enough, then, a lot of them guys struggle. And so I seen that. And so the game from the high school and the college, level was here with your eyes down at the defense end and your head wasn't up. So now you're getting these young guys rolling in here, been running the read option, have been playing in a pro offense. And so, hey, now what we got to do? The adjustment has been, got to get them back up under that center.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I start from there, 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, play action, learning, teaching these guys how to play from up under that center because I know these 250-pound defense ends running around that corner at 4-4, 4-3, 4-5, man, they get into this quarterback. And so, the game is changing. And I think on the level of, I don't care if you're 7, 8 years old, I'm going to train you as, man, you got a chance to make it to the NFL. So I'm going to give you that base,
Where did you get that from? Did someone put that in you when you was coaching? One of the coaches kind of like, hey, you need to learn how to play from under the center. Is that kind of like where you getting some of that knowledge from? Exactly.
And I can start with Coach Godfrey. I can start with him. Coach Calvert. Shout out to my boy Gresham Park, Coach Calvert. Steve Davenport, and then some of my coaches that coached me in the NFL, Pep Hamilton, who I think the real quarterback whisperer. David Lee, coached me out in Dallas. But then, having this knowledge from so many different coaches, but then having a good grasp of the game and seeing it and saying, I don't know if this is going to keep working like this. So I've been blessed, man, to not only be around some good and great coaches, but then at the same time having a good innate ability about football too.
Okay, last question. Since they've been doing this since 2010, coaching the quarterbacks, Has there been anybody that has made it to a D1 program or a program that's doing well or that you're proud of that you can say?
Yeah,
you know of?
I've got a couple out there. Roger Hartsfield, he's now at Alcorn State.
Okay.
B.J. Higgins is down there at, God dang it, down in Florida in Jacksonville. He gonna kill me for not remembering this name right now. Actually, I thought it was gonna be my most talented quarterback. He just went to Boise State,
Okay.
but now he's playing receiver now.
They switched him up.
They switched him. And let me tell you, he's a 4.3 track demon. So then, I'll be honest with you though, people laugh at me when I say this though. I got about 3 or 4 12-year-olds right now, 12, 13-year-olds
Who looking like they
that I know is getting ready to jump out there. Then it's a couple guys at my own high school, right now. Tommy Traylor, 10th grader, gonna be competing with our other starter from last year, Carter. So got my last name and everything. But yeah, few in high school right now. But yeah, man, I've been blessed to be around a whole lot of kids, man.
What I see, man, is like when you talk about the kids, I see your eyes light up, man.
Hey.
So you got a genuine love for it, I can tell.
I love it. No, I do. I love it, man. And I love being able to honestly to say I was blessed enough to get to the top, to the mountaintop,
Yeah.
and then know the ones that's taking in the information too.
Yeah.
Because y'all been around the game, the music
Ain't nobody
industry.
pulling nothing over your eyes.
You've been around the music industry, and you trying to teach some of these younger boys, the game, and then who really listening to you,
Yeah.
and who really ain't listening to you.
You think you can pull stuff from my eyes. We done seen everything.
Seen it all.
Man,
Yeah.
speaking of like some of the stuff, that, hey, try to pull the wool over your eyes, or some take the information, some don't. Man, what's some of the challenges? I mean, because I'm sure y'all teaching them about the skill level, but I'm sure at the same time, with your path and your journey, I'm sure that I can't speak for you, but like, is putting like knowledge into them a huge part of your program as well? What's some of the challenges that you guys speak to them about to help them mentally as well with the next steps that they'll go?
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest challenge is getting them to understand, how hard it is to play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
They've got so much. They got so many things that's thrown at them, whether it's different, and I won't call out different organizations, but different organizations ranking you.
Yeah.
Different 7-on-7, tournaments, which ones are important to go to, which coach is really, for your best interest as far as your development, or is he just trying to put you on the 7-on-7 team to win, but you're not developing your skill level? So to me, the biggest challenge is giving them the knowledge and then their understanding of what's really important, whether it's that tournament you go to, whether it's a camp you go to, but giving them everything you can give them, but then, at the same time, I mean, at some point, them understanding the grind of it all and how tough it is to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, man, look, hell, you're telling them, hey, you can go make some money in high school off an NIL deal. You can go make some money, in college. But do you love it? And do you really understand how tough it is to get there? Because they got so much thrown at you. And I tell people, man, I'm glad I didn't grow up in this generation.
Oh,
I really am.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Go ahead.
You saw the law that just passed, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they just passed a law where, like last month, the high schoolers were getting NIL deals. So they was getting like $80,000 offers in senior in high school. But they passed a law where they can't do that now.
Yep. They
It
took
just
it
passed
back.
last month. So my partner Martell, had Steve.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I can't even do that no more. So like they kind of like putting a wrench in the game to where these people could get earlier. But I just wanted to, like you said, put that like you're right, man. Just think of a young kid having 50,000 racks in high school, bro. Like, whew.
Are you understanding the grind, or are you loving the money, or you loving the grind?
Yeah.
Or you loving the
Because
sport?
you gotta love the grind. You gotta love the
So,
sport.
and I wrote on somebody's Facebook yesterday. One of my coaches. I told him, man, I'm happy they did it. I am.
Yeah.
I'm happy because now our 13-year-olds and our little, youth league, because I'm deep in the trenches of this thing. Coaching all-star teams and everything. So, I see the mentality of our kids, and so take that away, man. Like at least let them get the grind of what it takes to get a Division I scholarship first before you even want some money. Then you get the grind of it, and then you can carry that grind and what you've been building for 10 years from 7 to 17. You can take that on to college with you instead of worrying about money.
Well, you gotta fall in love with it, no matter what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because no matter how much God-given talent you have, right? No matter how much you have, at some point, stuff is gonna start to level off some. And even the people who might not be as talented as you, if they outworking you, if they outworking it to take that talent and turn it into a skill, because there is a difference from when you have talent and then you take that talent and become a skill. If you got people outworking you, eventually they're gonna pass you.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is. You're not gonna be able to just roll out of bed and just make it happen every single time.
Yeah. Hey, Trey, I want to take it down memory lane, and I want to ask a question. I don't know if I'm stepping on your toes. I ain't got a chance.
Nah,
to
go
get
ahead. I think
All
you probably gonna ask him something I was gonna ask, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I know because I'm from Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, and I had graduated a little bit before you, but I just remember, you being the high school athlete that you was, the star athlete, the quarterback for Southwest Cab. I remember, man, you had signed the intent to go to Tech, and I was like, okay. Georgia Tech, they had just came off not too long ago the chip with
Sean Jones.
Yeah, Sean Jones, and they beat Nebraska in the was it the Orange Bowl, the Citrus Bowl, and I think it was a co championship with Colorado that year.
Yeah.
And so, I was like, okay, Georgia Tech, they from Atlanta, we winning. So I was in high school, whatever. So, all right, you signed to go to Tech. What happened, man?
Man, listen, I had all intentions to honor that scholarship. But I got blessed to get drafted in baseball.
So so that's why you didn't go.
I got drafted in baseball, and so I took the baseball route, and I didn't play football out because we was talking before the show or whatever. And I was telling him what the effect Dion had on me. But I went and got his agent, and so I knew playing quarterback in college, and trying to play pro baseball wasn't gonna work out for me like it worked out for him because he played DB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
the cool thing is you can say, hey, I gave it a shot.
Exactly.
I got drafted by
that's why I did
a major league team, and I gave it a shot because it's some regrets that I have that I didn't try. So you got a chance, and then then you say you got some ties up to Chicago.
Exactly.
So you got
my
a chance
family.
your family. So you got a chance to go.
Heck
Up.
yeah.
So how was that, man? Like did you ever make it to the show, or was it just minors?
No, I made it to high ball in Daytona, Florida. Matter of fact, my last game was in Jackie Robinson Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I made it to high ball, but it was cool. Now my family, they hadn't seen me in a while because heck, I was going back and forth from 3 to 12 years old, and then I started playing a lot of travel ball at East Cobb. So I didn't go up there during the summers a lot anymore. So it was 6-7 years we had before we was really together.
What position you played?
I played center field.
So why you want a pitcher?
Man, listen, I wanted to go goddamn get that ball.
Hey, at the same time,
then I wanted to play every day
you
too.
need an arm. You need an arm for center field.
I must confess, I be hating on Trey. Trey Gresham Park. I be hating on him because I'm a Big Hill Tiger. And he told me, he's like, man, Gresham Park, they be putting out some baseball players. So did you play from Gresham Park? Or
Heck yeah. No, I played for Gresham Park first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where your love for baseball came?
That's where it came. That was my first sport,
shout out
too.
to Trey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gresham Park, man. And I just found out today that
man.
Michael Harris came from Gresham Park. So
he didn't want to know, guys. He didn't want to hear it.
All right.
Gresham Park, man. We put out players, man.
All right.
And still doing it.
Yeah, man.
Greg Goodwin, Coach D. I told you I seen your coach, Dion Williams, down there last week. Petey still at the park.
I gotta give some respect to Gresham Park.
And the thing is, Gresham, we not talking down on any other park. We just talking up our park where we from.
And don't have
You understand what I'm
And
saying?
I ain't gonna
And
lie.
like, hey, say that again, Quincy.
We ain't got to talk down on
I
nobody.
give you this, Quincy. I give you this, Trey.
We don't have to. He's stunning.
Man, be
He's
quiet,
stunning. He's stunning. I know you heard it.
All right, so look, like I'm part of Grand Hustle, and we be part of softball tournaments. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I went to Gresham Park and I seen the baseball fields there and what we played on. Y'all not playing, bro.
Hey,
the
shout out-
parks is nice, the baseball fields is nice, and so I gotta shout out Gresham Park, man. I can't hate. I can't say Ben Hill. You know, I'm a Tiger. We ain't got no baseball parks like that, so you know.
And
it's
shout
all
out
good.
to the Braves too, what they
Yeah.
doing
Yes.
and bringing, you know, those type of facilities
Also
to
the
Gresham.
Braves?
Oh yeah,
The Braves came down
Oh,
and built
wow.
the field
Yeah.
Okay.
down there.
Yeah.
Dang, so that y'all
And-
that recognized.
Hey, and
Hey,
what
come on, Ben Hill, step
and like
it
I
up,
said,
bro.
what Coach Goodwin and Petey and
Okay.
Yeah,
Coach
man.
Williams, everybody was contributing, man, to keep all our traditions alive, man. It's pretty cool to see.
Wendell, who we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Shout out to Wendell too.
Y'all know him as Bo
Bo,
from the East Side
exactly.
boys.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I didn't
saying?
know. Yeah, and them
Yeah.
my boys, man. We used to do open mic off 20 Grand East Trail, and I did. And so
Okay.
they used to come through there and
Yeah.
mess with us, man. Then we
Yeah.
did it on the atrium. So we had a good time out there doing the open mic for years out there, bro.
Okay.
Man, look. So I'm happy to talk about Gresham Park, but I don't want to miss us talking about Tech, cause we heard about something. So I don't want to skip too far
Yeah.
ahead. But when Home Team was here, he talked about how you interviewed with them, and you and Joe Hamilton, y'all spoke about a
Yeah.
game with
Yeah.
Bulldogs and Tech, like one of the most famous games. How it ended up going to overtime, man. He said, please ask you about that game, the series of events that took place that ended up sending it to overtime, and what happened in overtime.
Well, it was crazy, man. What was it? I think it ended 56, 54, or something like that. Me and Joe Hamilton.
Going back
we,
and forth.
Back and forth. We went at it right here, downtown.
Yeah.
And man, listen, it's hard for me to, you know, I'm a sorry loser, but but I'm one of them losers, man, that don't, you know what I mean? Like it was a call at the end of the game where Jasper, they say he fumbled, but I don't
That's the
think he
thing.
fumbled.
Yeah.
And that's what sent it to overtime. Should have been a touchdown right there.
Okay.
But then I got to talk about my goddamn pick I had in the end zone in overtime. Only turnover of the damn game, I think. Did I just curse? I think I did.
okay.
Live. That's how, you know, I'm still mad about it. But yeah, through that pick, and then Joe and then went back down and scored.
Man.
That's how we lost.
Yeah,
I think it still hurt me the way I'm talking about it
Man,
right now.
were y'all jawing at each other at all during the game when y'all were coming on off the field?
No, we talked some trash. But what we talked trash was at JR Crickets that night.
Okay.
Seeing each other, but we didn't get the blows or nothing like that. Just
of
a
course
bunch
not.
of, yeah,
Of course
just a
not.
bunch of good banter though.
Yeah.
But no, me and Joe always had good words.
Man.
But I love competing against Joe, man. Joe good people
two
too.
very talented players, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Classics. So when you got drafted by the Cubs, right? And so you what made you decide to say, man, I want to go play quarterback,
Yeah,
man?
I'm finna go back and play quarterback.
Yeah. What made you say, all right, I'm not gonna do baseball. I gave it a shot. Went home, you know, family there, and just say, I'm gonna go quarterback. And not only am I gonna go play quarterback, I'm gonna go play quarterback for the Bulldogs.
Right.
What was your thinking on that one?
Well, the main thing was Joe, him establishing himself at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And
So you were thinking
yeah,
about
I
going
got it.
back to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I
based on your mind.
was.
Okay.
Yeah, but he started doing his
funny,
thing.
we were talking the home team.
Yeah.
Joe was worried about you.
Nah,
he was
but
like,
I respect
thank
it,
God he went to tell the Bulldogs.
Hey,
So
but
that's
I-
funny. Both of y'all had that same.
Yeah.
Same respect
Yeah.
for each other.
But I respected it, man, because I still had friends. I was still talking to Felipe. Knew some coaches on Georgia Tech staff. So I was still, scoping Georgia Tech out. But I respected Joe though. I did.
That's
And then,
what's up,
have an opportunity to play for the University of
Who was
Georgia.
the coach then? Was that Golf?
Coach Donnet.
Oh, Donovan.
Yeah, Coach Donnet.
Okay.
And Mike Bobo was leaving.
Oh wow.
And so I said, hey, man, I'm going to take my talents to Georgia, man, see if I can beat these boys out, And so, that's kind of the decision I made. But honestly, though, that everyday grind of baseball, though, it got to me. You better know you love baseball because that
So
2 or
what
3.
you mean the everyday grind? Explain.
Man, you
All
get
the
into the
games
park
you gotta
at 2 or 3 o'clock for batting practice, fielding practice, just the extra stuff you do before the games. And then you sitting up in the dang clubhouse while the other team taking practice to about, 6:15, 6:30. Then you go out and stretch again. Game start at 7. Shoot, you might end the game at 11, 12 o'clock at night, and you might have to hit the road for a whole nother series about 5, 6 hours away, on that bus.
grind.
Yeah, it was a grind. And, I played a lot of baseball at Gresham Park and playing, on the travel ball scene. But that grind there was different. And it was every day. We'll have tournaments, starting on Thursday, playing in travel ball,
You was
practice
like
Monday,
legit,
Tuesday,
just
and
coming up
Wednesday.
playing baseball all the time. You was just so good. They had on the travel team. I remember
I
somebody
was
talking about that.
and I was starting the travel team that just kind of started too. It hurt my heart to leave Gresham now.
Yeah.
I got a couple words thrown at me, but but listen though, I don't like to brag a lot, but I do like to say that since a couple of us left, I won't make say some other names though, but we started to get travel ball teams though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we don't have to have our kids
Yeah,
leave.
don't have to
though.
have
Yeah,
they can stay down there and be travel.
but it was a good opportunity for me though, and I took it. But anyway, so man, that everyday grind though, it was different for me, and I started to miss football.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
did.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, so what was that? The end of the '97 season. Yeah, my first full year.
Yeah.
I started going to Georgia games, and then next thing you know, I was enrolled in the spring.
So, like Dion said, football was his wife and baseball was his girlfriend. How was it to you? Was like baseball your wife and
Baseball actually was my was my wife at first, and I divorced her. And,
moved on to football.
and football was my girlfriend that became my fiance and wife.
That's a perfect
I got
analogy. I like that.
yeah, I got to put it like that. Yeah, because baseball is my wife.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
until
Man.
she demanded too much.
then you had to leave, huh? Had to leave for the girlfriend who was just as good, but was gonna treat you a little better. So man, tell me if I'm not mistaken, man. Your first year, did you get SEC Freshman of the Year?
I did, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
did.
How was that feeling? Tell us about how was that feeling to be able to do that, and then just about your team as well, like how that whole freshman season was, just as the quarterback of the team at the University of Georgia.
It was rewarding. It was rewarding because of the grind, though. And I go back to the spring of '98. Me coming in, because there's some rule that got made because I, was supposed to go to Georgia Tech. I couldn't practice in the spring at Georgia. Yeah, so and that I guess that allowed me to go down there anyway to Georgia. But I couldn't practice that spring though.
I read something to where Georgia Tech tried to fight it. They tried to make it to where you had to go there. Huh?
Yeah,
They liked you there.
which
That's
is
a compliment, though.
disrespectful though. Yeah, it's a compliment, but disrespectful to my man Joe now.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, I'm pretty
but
sure.
it is a
Quarterback
compliment to
Joe.
say, hey, you got Joe, but I still want you too.
Yeah.
But then that in-state thing too revved it up a
What
little
high
bit.
school did Joe go to?
He went to high school somewhere in South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't go to school here in Georgia. Yeah, he grew up in South Carolina.
So
But
Yeah, I
ahead.
wanted you to finish telling us about that freshman.
yeah, but now I left school and then I had to go play my rest of my contract, my 3 years with the Cubs. So I had to go back to A-ball.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so right before I didn't come to Georgia till about a week before fall training camp though.
Oh wow.
But I had to practice football in the morning. Got me a trainer, Eric Johnson here, indicator. Flew him up for the whole summertime. We was going over plays. I had the whole 9, having receivers. And so I was working out, about 7 to about 12. Get something to eat, take a little nap, and then it's off to the ballpark.
So you playing baseball and college football?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was preparing for my freshman year in '98. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Because
so I
couldn't practice. Remember?
yeah,
You
exactly.
couldn't practice.
Yeah,
And you had to
I watched the
baseball.
spring that spring, but I couldn't practice. So the grind of it, and the work that I put in before my freshman year, and then to come with my teammates, Jonas, Thad, Patrick Pass, Corey Robinson, some of the boys from Metro Atlanta. And then to be blessed, man, to play with Champ Bailey, man.
Man, I was
I'm
gonna
telling
ask
you.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man, people, and I no disrespect to Travis Hunter. I love what he doing. But I seen this boy Champ Bailey, man, punt return, kickoff return, lead our team, in receptions, won the best defensive back in the Jersey Award for the year. But literally would do all that at halftime, go in the locker room, ain't nobody even talking to him. He going straight to get an IV, running straight back out there in the SEC.
Wow.
Man, listen.
So Champ Bailey played receiver as well? I don't
He
remember.
led our team in receptions that year in '98.
Yeah, he did
I
both.
don't remember that.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you think about the level of athlete that so I was gonna ask you about that. Like, it had to be crazy.
It was crazy watching him, man. And shoot, I played in high school with Terrence Trammell and Angelo Taylor.
Okay.
We talking about Olympic track runners.
Wow.
And to see Champ do that, man, it was different, man.
Yeah, so did the fellas y'all had a few people who went, pro, but I mean, did everybody like see Champ and you could see something like really, really special in Champ?
Man, you seen it. You seen it every day in practice. You seen his focus too.
Did,
man.
did Champ make the Hall?
Oh, yeah. He just got in.
Not
Yeah.
too many people can say they threw a touchdown pass to Champ Bailey. Man.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
something
and
special
play
to me.
and shout out to I almost said Demetri Evans, my other homeboy, but Richard Seymour played with him, Hall of Fame. He's on the defensive line.
Another beast.
Yeah,
who does not-
exactly.
who, in my
Yeah, he
opinion,
made the Hall of Fame.
Man, him and a lot of those defenders with the Patriots don't get enough credit for what they did for that New England defense doing some of those early Super Bowl runs, like in Tom Brady's first three Super Bowl
Don't
wins.
talk about
like,
Tom.
they
You're
don't
gonna get in
enough
trouble
credit.
now.
Hey, I did a whole verse about how I can't stand Tom Brady, but it's all good, man. I got I don't know the man personally.
Yeah.
He just every time I wanted him to lose, man, he beat us, man. But I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole because
Hey.
we'll start talking.
But they don't get enough credit in them early years. You right though.
They don't.
Yeah,
They don't.
You right.
You say that name.
Ty
Richard
Law.
Seymour. Yeah, man. Ty Law, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like they had some players. Man.
Yeah, they
really
did.
They had a really good defense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So the University of Georgia, man. Just what is it like, man, for a quarterback, the starting quarterback up in Athens? I don't know if it's a difference depending on like who you are, the type of person. I won't get too much into race, but I don't know if it's a difference depending on what your race may be in the type of quarterback that you are. What is it like being the starting quarterback in Athens?
Before you
University of
answer
Georgia?
that question, I don't remember or recall. Were there any other black starting quarterbacks for UGA during that time, or were you one of the first to come in, during the modern time? I really don't remember that.
I think I almost called him Jermaine Johnson. And boy, I'm slipping on his name right now. But anyway, he played in the 80s with Dooley. So it's him who started before, and then it was me in '98.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he did.
Black starting
Yeah,
quarterback.
no, he started a
That's
few
awesome.
games. I
So
think
now
it
to
was
answer his
Jermaine
question,
Johnson.
go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it was tough, man. No, it was real tough because I went to school with a couple of my classmates, Cortez Allen. He came on to Georgia with me. Rachel Sanfleur. So I had some good black people around me, and so when things was good, it was good. You know what I mean? I was a star, but I'll never forget. I got that rude awakening when I started going out a little bit, and I was getting notes on the car. Terrence Edwards. We still talk about this to this day. My receiver down there at Georgia, one nasty note I got on the car
Tell us
with
about
the word nigger on it.
Wow.
So it was some of those times, and it was some times that you knew you was black. Put it like that, It was some names being said, after we maybe lost a tough game.
Yeah.
So it was the real South,
Wow.
And I hate to say it that way, Now, fortunately, I grew up, with some good white people in my life, playing for East Cobb and stuff like that. So I had another kind of understanding. Y'all been around some good white folks, so you won't just say all people all people the same or what have you. But no, it was tough. You take some tough losses and you get some words thrown at you. It was real. It was the South, man. But I was driven. I knew who I was. I had a strong, mother and stepdad on my side. Yeah. Good praying mama too. Yeah. I had the best mentor it was in Coach Godfrey. It's funny though, because me and Coach Godfrey, we used to go watch Hassan Graham play before we got to Georgia. Yeah. And we'll have some conversations. I won't get too deep into it. Yeah. But about playing there. Yeah. And so we'll have some conversations, I don't want to let everything exactly, So, I had a mentality of knowing, who I was and what who I was playing in front of, but not only that, knowing that I was only one of two that played there before.
What's crazy, as me being a Bulldog fan growing up, and I remember you played for Georgia, I never thought about that. He was one of the only few black quarterbacks to play for them. I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, and like you wasn't like you was a pocket passer to me. You wasn't really you ain't some scrambling yards, but he was slanging that thing, bro. So like,
look though, the crazy thing is, and I think I know my history, but y'all tell me if I'm wrong. We didn't have another starting one until Shockley, right?
And we hadn't had another one.
That's what I'm saying. So after him, Shockley was the next one that came, right? How many years after that did Shockley get a chance to start? It had to be a good 5, 6, something like that, because David Green came not long after you left, right?
Yeah, he was there. Actually, his red shirt freshman year was my junior year. Okay. Yeah, so he was already there.
Yeah, so David Green, and then we know Shockley got a chance to play sparingly while David Green was there.
And saved some games, too.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Saved some games.
But we have not had a lot of black quarterbacks.
But man, like it had to be a good feeling, man. Walking around, like I'm proud to say, man, we had you was down there. I'm the man, man. I'm a black quarterback down here. You won out the competition. I think one dude left because you beat him out, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple did, maybe. Yeah,
like that's what's up, man.
Man, I did want to ask you, just about what you said, with the notes and everything, like, so. Yet you had left, you didn't come to Georgia like straight from 12th grade. Like you spent some time, but you still were young. Yeah. You still were a young man. And like in dealing with anything like that, man, how did you handle that? Like what did you do to get your mind off of it? I know you spoke on having a praying mother. I know you spoke on having mentors. But at times when you were by yourself, man, how were you able to just internally be able to handle those type of things? Because you were still young. You were still very young. And I could see how that could possibly be very impressionable, or be real negative towards anyone, much less a young man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thinking back on it, man, it was the prayers. It was my relationship with God, which I thought was pretty strong at that point, not like it is now. Then, it becomes to your, it became my support, around me. My mom, my stepfather, Coach Godfrey, Coach Steve Davenport, my offensive coordinator in high school. So the real authentic people, you just was able to get that love from. And then it's the experience too from, I had them hecklers, me being a second round pick in baseball too. And I had them hecklers where it's about 100 people at the game sometimes, especially in Chicago, because when we started in Rockford, man, it was 20, 30 degrees out there when we started games in March and April. When we first started the season. So hearing them cuss me out pretty good, I guess, prepared me for it too.
What were they saying to you?
Man, listen, I didn't heard it all. Yeah, that too. You bonus baby, we wasted money on you.
Bonus baby.
Damn. So I want to ask an uncomfortable question, man. And I hope you don't take offense to this.
No.
So some of the pressures you coming up with, doing the baseball, then coming to Georgia, dealing with what you was dealing with. What was that like a reason to turn to your addiction to what you was on, your substances? When was the first time that you thought about, taking a drink or smoking marijuana or that okay, whatever, you was addicted to? What turned you to that, and when was your first time?
I don't like to use that as an excuse. I don't. Because I truly think I've done the hard work, man, through the steps of AA and getting down to the nitty gritty of it, man. It started with just a love affair, me having fun, kicking it with the boys. And next thing you know, I like smoking weed. My boys will tell you, I like drinking. Q, we gotta chill. I just wanted to and then going to baseball, because it started 16, 17, just sparingly a little bit, but then going to baseball, being away from my family.
Grind.
Yeah, that too. I don't want to use that as an excuse though, man. It's just I started like smoking.
You start going out with the fellas, y'all start doing a little here and there. You just start off just.
I liked it more than other people, and I never did. I never did let it go, and it hung on to me. And I'll say this now. I'll say when finally I got cut, I finally got caught and got cut and failed those couple tests in Dallas, where I failed one in I think 2002. But anyway, the one I failed in '04. Now once I got cut, I say that now, yeah. And that's when that thing really took off on me. And then the harder things came, the coke and the pills and stuff like that. A lot of people think I got cut for it. My boys know, my close family know. A lot of people really think I got cut for cocaine back, in 2004. But I got released for smoking marijuana. Now, I did get a PhD in cocaine and pills. I'll go ahead and tell it like it is now. But everybody know what happened then. But yeah, after that, getting cut now, then everything just picked up and took off to a whole nother level, man. And I couldn't grasp that thing. But it was the start of it. It was starting, having fun, chilling, cooling. And then I just don't like to use that as an excuse, man. Like the pressure and all that, because, I had God. I had my family. You know what I'm saying? Like I had so many, good people around me. But I like just to, chill and just, you know what I mean? And it finally caught up to me, man. Yeah.
Man, when we talked to John Abraham, when Abe came on, and he spoke
my man.
about,
I love some John Abraham.
Up, man.
He's sober too. How many years?
I want to say he said 4.
Okay.
Same amount of time as you.
Yeah.
I want to say he said 4. But he spoke about, when he had gotten, when the Falcons said they were going to let him go in there, when he had to go out to Arizona, how that was just a time where, he started getting back into, going real hard. And I guess just as an athlete, the things that you used to, and kind of the isolated place you can get to, like when teams let you go or you get pushed out of the sport. Man, can you just speak on that a little bit? Because you said once you got cut, that kind of started snowballing even more, or things started escalating.
It's you really don't understand. Like, one, you don't understand how good life is for you, because you in that moment. Like, you see it, but it's like, man, I still got to go out here on Sunday, make plays. I still got to, put food on the table. You know what I mean? I still got to, make sure the boy's good. I still got to make sure mama good. But when them lights cut off on you, and then when that whole world, knows your big secret, it's okay for the boys to know, and a couple people know. But then when everybody knows, and then now everybody has that opinion, and don't, I wouldn't say just had the correct story, but at the same time, you done did some things that allowed you to be put in this situation. But when them lights cut off, and then people start looking at you different, man, it's a whole different internalized feeling and pressure. And then when you go in that mirror and look yourself in the mirror, and like, bruh, Q, you got some issues, man. What we gonna do about it? So you can see it there. You can see you ain't that same person. And everybody around you can see you ain't that same person. But what do you do about it? how do you go about, dealing with your issues? Do I, can I face this right now? Do I have the right people to even talk to? It's a whole different set of issues, man. And so until you get real with yourself and look yourself in that mirror and face them demons head on, it's going to be a whole, cycle of the same events, man. Maybe, the arrest, the deep addiction. And so, it's funny. I played with Abraham up with the Jets.
Okay, yeah,
And
I remember we spoke. You told me about it.
Listen, man, Pep Hamilton, man, used to always tell me, he said, hey, now listen, look at this boy right here doing practice now, all right? But when the game happens, all right, because he was, he learning the different nuances of whatever a team gonna be doing against us or whatever though, but it ain't just full speed, Abraham. But he said, on Sundays, you about to get ready to see a whole nother person.
So
And
what was he
Lord
doing?
have
What was he
mercy.
doing?
He kind of spoke on
Yeah.
that.
Hey, man. Hey, listen.
Tell
I've
us the story.
never seen nobody come around this corner like this on Sundays, man. But, he just wasn't full speed, John Abraham
like-
at practice,
he
But
always
what
said-
Sundays came,
Yeah.
you never seen nothing like it. I'm talking about stripping the ball out folks' hands. So, yeah, when he was playing here, oh, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
he
But
was
up in New York, man, listen, they love John Abraham too, though, man.
Yeah.
But on Sundays, boy, this was a whole nother animal,
Wow.
man. Yeah, that's my dude
was
right
he,
there.
like, how was he as a teammate for the Jets? Like, was it his first year?
Nah, I think it might have been his second or third
Okay,
because
so
it might have been about his second or third. Yeah. No, he was a great teammate, man. Yeah, great teammate. Cool with everybody. Man, we had some really good teammates up there, by the way, too. I'm thinking about what's the other defense in? Sean, I think.
Was it Sean Ellis?
Sean Ellis.
Sean Ellis.
Curtis Martin.
I was Curtis
Chad,
Martin, man.
Man, just cool as a fan, wouldn't say nothing in the locker
Another Hall of
room.
Fame player.
Just a straight leader, you know what I mean? Did the right things.
And you did good your years with you. You got to
Yeah, I
the
had-
playoffs, man.
Yeah, well, I helped. We had a good team though. Yeah, Herm Edwards, man. People don't give Herm the credit.
Oh wow, you was coached by her.
Oh yeah, man. Herm,
Yeah, speak
great
on
people,
Herm a little bit, man.
Man, Herm was just to me, man, just a true professional motivator, man. He let his offensive, coaches do their thing, let his defensive coaches do their thing. He came in there, shoot, I was about 30 minutes behind him, about 5:36 in the morning, getting on that treadmill. Man, just giddy all day long, making sure everybody doing their job, man. And just a true professional, man. But just always making sure, man, he knew that, you know what I'm saying, that he cared about us, man. You felt that, man. You really felt that. Herm told me I should have came back too, and I should have. I tried to dip out there in free agency, but Herm told me, man, it's not as good as you think it is out there.
Now
The
had
rumors.
You had the support.
Yeah, and he told me to come back that next year though. But man, Herm is great people, man.
Man,
Great people.
Look, let's take it back just a little bit, because we up to the Jets now, but we haven't talked about a team who a lot of people know about. What they say down in Dallas, man. How about them Cowboys?
America's team,
man?
man. He was a-
So, yeah, man. So
After Aikman.
Yep.
yeah.
After Aikman.
Yeah.
That's some bruh. To come
Yeah,
after
man.
the legendary Troy Aikman,
Hey.
brother, that had to be hard for the America's team. Did they ever have a black quarterback? I think they did.
Rodney Pete played.
Rodney Pete did play.
Right.
Randall Cunningham.
Randall played for the
yeah,
Cowboys?
yeah. Randall had some little spot
Randall been there
duties.
everywhere, bro.
My man back. Actually, I wore Reggie Collier's 17.
Okay.
Didn't play a whole lot though, but we had a few. Yeah, we had a few.
Okay.
But now I will say I was the first one to start. 3 years in a row too.
Hey, you know what was cool? Jared Jones was the one that pulled for you to get drafted, bro.
He was.
That has to be
Yeah.
like the honor, man.
Yeah, he
I
was.
was just about to ask you, man, like run us through getting that call
Yeah.
from Jared Jones saying, hey, Quincy, we about to take you here.
Well, you know something, man. I actually I knew before the draft. Matter of fact, I knew like Thursday before I got drafted on Saturday, because my agent was, really good friends with Jerry, because he had Emmett, he had Dion, and so Jerry, knew he was going, he knew he wanted to pick me that first pick because we didn't have a first round pick, but they wanted to kind of work out a deal where they knew he was going to be okay with them sliding down, because other teams wouldn't, didn't really, think that highly of me. One, I had a little marijuana talk, baggage coming out in the draft. And then plus I broke my hand and had the best season anyway. So it was between the Raiders, Vikings, and Cowboys. But he knew he can start sliding back. So anyway, so he told me he was going to pick me on Thursday. Now, I didn't believe it. Eugene, rest in heaven, man. My man passed in
Eugene
2016. Yeah, that's my dude, man. But yeah, he, he trusted him and everything. So it was kind of wait and see, though. But I got spoiled by it a little bit because I kind of knew they was going to pick me. But now when it actually happened, shoot, that was one of the best feelings I ever had in my life. You dang right. Yeah.
So not taking where we're going, did the Falcons show any interest? Did you work out for them or anything?
The Falcons knew everything. They thought, some of it was true. You know what I mean? Some things I was doing behind closed doors.
Isn't that the same year they drafted Vic? Right?
But they didn't even interview me. Yeah. I'm talking about even at the.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh no, they didn't even bring me in the room.
So
I'm talking even at the combine.
And you know what, man? You know what's funny? As you were talking, and I'm not knocking my Falcons because I do love them, but as you were talking about that there was some marijuana talk, but Jerry Jones still took you. I'm literally, as you saying, I'm thinking to myself, man, the Falcons don't take no chances. You know what I'm saying? Like I really was thinking that as he was talking, it was going through my mind that, man, the Falcons don't take no chances like that.
Yeah. Falcon filter.
I guess the Falcons filter is real, what they call it, before Blank even got there. Which is crazy to me, man. I still that doesn't mean a player is a bad player or a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Like some of this stuff, some of these stories, man, get hyped up and just taken to a whole nother level, and teams just pass over players.
Hey, it happens. And then, I don't think everybody was happy about me leaving. Yeah, leaving Georgia, as a junior.
Why did you leave early?
Yeah, so real quick. So your first year, you broke a record. Second year, you had single-digit interceptions and 20 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And third year, you broke your hand.
Yeah, broke my hand.
So why you ain't come back?
Honestly, I hate to admit this because, some of my boys, but we had Seymour leaving, Stroud leaving, Kentrell Bell. Our whole defense was leaving. And even though I had Terrence Edwards coming back, but Randy McMichael, I think Randy McMichael had one more year. But anyway, I just think, tight end. Yeah, I just didn't think we were going to be as good as, as we were the previous year. And then I thought it was time, man. I was getting a little older too. I wanted to leave my sophomore year, but my mom wouldn't let me. She wanted me to get a little bit more closer to my degree, but I really wanted to leave after my sophomore year. But I just thought it was time.
If you'd have left after your sophomore year?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
Really?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Say what? Because you were coming with. You were coming off a broke hand that year.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure it knocked you down.
And I had a pretty good combine too. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought it was time, man. Okay. I did. I thought it was time.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got drafted?
23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you spent that time.
Yeah, no, I know. So I was trying to think of other quarterbacks that were drafted at 23.
Yeah.
I think
so
Penix is how old?
Penix almost 23.
Yeah. So it's my red shirt freshman year. It's just like I just red shirt. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Was spending some time in baseball.
Did you make good money playing minor league? Was that your first?
The bonus was good. Okay. Yeah, but the monthly wasn't all that great. But the bonus was good.
What you did with your bonus when you first got it?
Shoot, I got my mom a car, and got me a car, and she wanted me to. Shoot, what?
You know what you got.
No, a little Explorer.
Hey, man, Explorers were popping back then.
Yeah, and I got the Eddie Bauer edition.
Hey, Explorers were popping back then. Then you got the Eddie Bauer edition.
Exactly.
Hey, man, you were popping.
Oh, you got the Bauer edition?
Hey, man, you pulling back up the Southwest DeKalb. Like, hey, man, baseball, my guy, baseball.
For graduation practice.
hey, man.
Trying to flex.
Man, so you get to the Cowboys. Here you are, you're a second round draft pick. You get to the Cowboys, man. Break that down for us. Tell us what is life like coming to the Cowboys? I know some of the players, but tell the listeners, man, who's still there when you get there?
Yeah.
What's the environment like, man, being a Dallas Cowboy?
Man, the environment was surreal, you know, because you see it on TV, but then when you go into it, everything was plush, from the practice fields to the locker room. But man, I just remember first being in that first huddle in minicamp and seeing Larry Allen, you know, Emmitt Smith, rest in heaven to my boy Larry Allen too, man. Emmitt Smith, what's my man? I can't, man, my center, can't forget him. Stepnowski, which legendary, you know.
Michael Irvin?
No, Mike had what, couple years, got that neck injury. Yeah, he was gone.
So you had
Flozell Adams.
You said you did play with Emmitt Smith.
Yep.
How was he?
Emmitt was cool. Emmitt was cool.
Did he take you under his wing? Like, come on, man, brother, let's do that. Or he wasn't like that?
You know, it was at the end of his career. So he was showing me some things off the field, business-wise. But Emmitt was good people, man.
Okay.
Yeah, good people. Flozell Adams, Galloway, you know. So seeing them guys for the first time in the huddle and stuttering my first play, and Larry Allen started laughing at me. But it was good people, man. But it was surreal though, man. Shoot, it was surreal though. But yeah, man, I came there eager, ready to work, and I knew I was facing though. But honestly, I think everything I had been through, you know, at Georgia, you know, facing some of those demons at times, when I had some bad games, and knowing, you know, who I was, you know, and what I meant. You know, being a black quarterback at Georgia and then now at this point at Dallas, you know, I just knew who I was. Yeah.
And plus, I mean, you talked about you already had a serious grind that you had to go through with baseball. So you are becoming a starting quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys. You're in the NFL. So the grind is nothing new to you.
Exactly.
You know, working uphill, man. So, man, like, I can't imagine, like, just being in Dallas, man, starting quarterback, man, for the Dallas Cowboys. Did you have to go through, did you know you had a great chance to become the starting quarterback? Or was it, hey, man, I'm just taking this opportunity, and I'm just going to go in here and show them who Quincy is, and if all the chips fall correctly, I'm going to win this thing?
Yeah, I went in thinking I was going to be the backup, you know, honestly. Okay. But with a starter mentality and going out to practice and making sure I was getting better, understanding the offense, the little nuances that I needed to learn, you know, being a leader and stuff like that. But then my man Tony Banks got cut in the middle of training camp. And then I remember playing a couple preseason games, and then all of a sudden, boom, he gets cut. And I think that third preseason game, that's when I became the starter. But back then now, the third preseason game was when all the starters played.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a regular game, at least for the first half.
Exactly, for the first half.
Yeah.
And boy, I remember kind of coasting through them first couple preseason games. And that third preseason game,
it was totally different.
Boy, it was down in New Orleans too.
Oh.
Yeah, and threw a couple picks early. And had to make some adjustments because that thing started moving a little faster on me. Yeah. But man, my mindset was always to be a starter, though. You know, but I came in, of course, behind Tony Banks, though.
You know, I've always wanted to ask a high-level quarterback, an NFL quarterback, in those games where you may throw a couple picks, what's said by some of your teammates? Has anybody ever said, "Come, man, what the hell was you thinking on that?"
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah, you get a couple teammates. That, you know, give you a couple words that you ain't trying to hear. Both. Shoot, both.
You know, you got any specific like situation you can remember?
I don't want to front nobody.
Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to.
I don't want to front.
Yeah, we want to know, man. We want to know.
Give it to us.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I do want to know, but if you don't want to say it, it's
Nah,
all.
I ain't
It is
gonna
what
front
it is.
nobody. But I has a couple words, thrown
Have you
at
ever
me.
gotten
But
a
that's
fight, like college, NFL with another player? You don't have to say, but what was the fight about if it was like physical?
I didn't started a couple.
You done
But
started.
then get on out the way. Yeah.
Hold on. You say you done started a company and got on out the way.
Is that how you broke your hand?
No, I broke my hand on a tackle in that Florida game. Yeah, man, I done started a couple, then shoot, say some words and get the boys going, boom. Some of them boring practices, and I get on out the way. Sure, I don't want to goddamn do too much. But high school, hell, I mean, that's where it really went down.
Yeah.
Boy, we used to
Man, you
get
went
at
to
it.
Southwest County.
Yeah.
Y'all boys was crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
we used to get at it in high school.
I went to McNair, but still, Southwest Cab is on the east side, so
Y'all was
shout out to
crazy.
Southwest Cab, man. Shout out to
Respect.
because at the end of the day, I'm gonna rep the east side no matter what. You
Hey.
know what I mean? I'm gonna rep the east side no matter what, man. Yeah, tell us about some of those days, man. Then we'll get back to the Cowboys.
Them were the days, though. I'm coaching with a couple
So when-
of my
State?
teammates right now. Yeah, we ended up winning in 1995.
Hey, man, that's
But that's where, coming from Gresham Park, where I still say still the best part, in Metro Atlanta, heck, Georgia for that stakes. But going to Southwest, and I was supposed to go to Matinee and Cedar Grove too, one of the two. But going to Southwest, man, and knowing their tradition, having my big brothers, Hank Green and Frank Williams going to their games, Don Trail. So knowing the tradition, seeing them lose, or seeing us lose in that 1990 state championship game against Valdosta, and then, coming right in it as an 8th grader, and, Coach Godfrey, man, being that leader, almost looking at him like he God sometimes when you was younger, and then seeing everybody else just kind of just follow the blueprint, man. That's why I be telling my boys right now on our, at the school right now, that leadership that we had from our juniors and seniors, when you in the 8th and 9th grade, you just shut your mouth and you just follow the blueprint and you see how everybody lifting, practicing. And then when you start getting into those positions where that it's gonna be you now, you just got so much in you, that you didn't learn from everybody else up, above you. It's just, man, it's something, man, you almost can't describe it, man, because it was it was a blueprint that, it almost can't be duplicated too. Because, I mean, we're talking about winning, but then we also talking about, Coach Godfrey raising men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Raising men to have confidence, raising men,
Got a
have
good foundation,
a good foundation, have a relationship with God. How you treat women, how you treat people. Man, we just had it all. We was blessed. And you see it now, you get a little bit older and you understand,
Man.
what he gave to you.
I love to hear you say that. It takes me back to a conversation we were having right before we started taping. We were talking about Rico Wade and his legacy in the city, and I talked about like the trickle down effect.
Yep.
So just to hear like everything that you learned from Coach Godfrey and how you speak about him, I know that some of the things that he instilled in you, I know those young men that you're teaching and bringing up, I know they're getting the trickle down effect.
Yeah.
They're getting the same thing. And the beautiful thing about it, the ones who take it and listen, they will one day pass down some of those same negative
There it
things.
is.
So I love to hear that kind
There
of
it
stuff,
is.
man.
And that's what I think I'm doing right
Man,
now. There it is.
Coaches are so important, man. My father, he coached Little League baseball at Gresham. But still to this day, some of my teammates, when we ran into one of my teammates at my son's school. I didn't even know we both had kids in the same elementary. I didn't even know. I hadn't even seen him in
That's
probably
crazy.
about like 15 years in person. Me and my dad turned the corner. I see him. His name Eric. Man, he looked at me and he said, "Trey." Then he said, "Coach." He still called my dad Coach. My dad hadn't seen him in over 30 something.
Oh, wow.
But as soon as he saw him, Coach. And so like
Eric Bell.
not
Okay.
Eric, not Eric.
You know Eric Bell, right?
I know the name.
Yeah.
It wasn't Eric Bell. But like just the just the relationship between coaches
Yeah.
and their players. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how young, and when you older,
gonna
I
always-
mean, you can speak this as a pro. Even though some of these people are grown men, like still, if you have the right coach,
Yeah.
like that relationship is so important, man. Speak on that a little bit, just the relationship and the importance
Yeah.
of having a good coach, and now you being a coach.
Yeah, it's everything. Because I never forget, Coach Steve Davenport, he was at Tech, he played at Tech, but he was coming back to coach in high school because they had been coaching. I think he was at like a GA grad assistant at Georgia Tech. And I never forget, man, I don't know, exactly when it was, but it was that summer of him coming in and him telling me, just looking at me, on the field, like, hey, if you work hard enough, man, you're going to play quarterback in the NFL. And I was like, you know what I mean?
That's crazy for them to see that video.
Yeah, and I was a 10th grader then. And then him coming in with that offense, we started running a little spread, mixing that in with our wing T stuff with Coach Godfrey. And knowing, my vision just got bigger because now I'm like, okay, well, he just came down there from Sean Jones, and then win the national championship and some of the things Ralph Friedgen was doing with Georgia Tech. And now I'm starting to read these things and, 7, 6 man in the box, run a pass, and start doing some of these pro things. It lit my eyes up. We still got a special relationship to this day, having, Coach Godfrey, me being at Georgia, being a black quarterback, and I spoke on it earlier, and having a confidence and strength and just know, man, Coach will tell you to run through that goddamn brick wall, man. You'll be trying to figure out how.
Yeah, man.
So having that instilled in me, made the Georgia and the Dallas, situations lighter. Knowing, heck, I might be one of the first black to do it. But, what I had instilled in me was special. And so that's what I'm trying to, you said it, that's what I'm trying to give my boys now. Yeah.
I want to take it two directions for Trey to take it back where he wants to go. First off, did you ever get a chance to play against Deion Sanders?
God dang, I missed it.
You did?
I was in with the Jets, and he was playing with Baltimore.
Oh, I remember
and it
when
was
he
my
came back.
first game starting because Chad Pennington got hurt. And he had, I think, a turf toe or something.
Okay.
This close playing against him. Yeah.
Second question is, I think I remember this, but I want you to say, did you ever get a chance to go head-to-head against Michael Vick?
Nope.
You didn't?
Oh man,
2003. That's the season he got hurt. And they came out to Dallas the first game. And still beat us.
and that's the game when
Still
Blake
beat us.
rolled him out in
I
the
was at
wheelchair.
that game.
Still beat us.
I was at that game.
No, get out of here. In Dallas.
My buddy Brent Foxworth, who is Sterling Key's cousin.
Okay.
I flew out there and
Yeah.
I watched Arthur
Yeah.
Blank roll them out.
So you saw the game. You were
Yeah.
there.
Who was the star? It was Matt Shaw.
Yes. We hadn't gotten sharp yet.
Well, I think it was Doug Johnson.
You're probably
Doug Johnson.
I think we lost to Doug Johnson.
Y'all lost that game.
Yes, we did.
I remember
Look
that.
at you making
Wow.
sure you tell me too. I see. Yeah. But I mean, me and Vic, we hadn't talked in a while though. But we was pretty cool before the draft though. But my thing was like, hey man, you balling too much in Atlanta now. I need to get you this first game. But man, my dog got hurt though, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I wanted to play against Vic.
Man, the
wanted to have one of them
wheelchair
Joe
game.
Hamilton battles in him.
Hey,
I mean,
man.
with him.
So,
Man,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, B.
All right, I'm
ask.
sorry, man. I'm just so happy you here to ask the stories. Give me your best game in college, who you played against, and your best game in the NFL, who you played against that you remember.
That happened to be exactly what I was going to ask. Not
Really?
the exact same way, but similar.
Oh, see, man, we on the same page, man.
Honestly, I mean, everybody loved that 98 LSU game, but I thought my best game, now statistically it was though, but I thought my best game I loved was when we beat Tennessee.
Okay, so look, we
In
finna
2000.
clip this up. You gotta
For
set
the first
stage.
time.
You gotta set the stage. Now
Yeah.
we're gonna clip this up.
Yeah.
Tell us the who you say Tennessee. Tell us who was on the team and tell us key plays and
Yeah.
what you did in there. All right, let's go. Where were you?
In Athens, we got them at the game at night. They had beat us about 9 times in a row.
Who's the quarterback?
T. Martin.
Oh, T. Martin.
T. Martin was the QB. Jamal Lewis was on the other sidelines.
Okay.
Shoot, that night we said, ain't no way y'all coming up out this stadium with a win.
Y'all play at UGA or?
Yeah, no, it was at Georgia.
y'all
Yeah, it was at
between
Georgia
heads.
at
Okay,
night.
okay.
Yeah.
And so what happened?
Man, shoot, good game. I think we ended up winning about 17-9, but it was a grind.
What was y'all ranked?
I only threw for about, we might have still been in the top 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I only threw for about 140, 150.
But what play do you remember that you showed out on?
Shoot. I want to say a touchdown pass to Terrence.
Okay.
Yeah, to Terrence Edwards.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, man, it was just one of them grind outs.
Yeah.
I'm going to fake this option. I'm going to fake this dive, get about 7-8 yards. Shoot, get up talking junk. We just trying to get first downs. Shoot, heck, we get a couple first downs, got a punt, we getting field goal position. It was one of them games, one of the real gritty football games.
Y'all came.
Yeah, and we had the goddamn, we wasn't gonna let them out that stadium with a victory.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
for real. Yeah, so it's one of them real grinders.
That's what
Yes, sir.
What about in the NFL? What you remember? Something like that?
Yeah, any game or any play. Like,
Yeah. Or give me your favorite play.
It had to be my touchdown throw against Carolina Panthers on my birthday with about 14 seconds to go.
All right, tell us.
I think it was like 2002. Shoot, it might have been about second and about 15 maybe. Shoot, I'm back in the pocket. Shoot, I didn't hit about 3 or 4 hitches. And when I say hitches, it's hitching up in the pocket, waiting on Antonio Brown. And he finally broke. And boom, I just put that foot in the ground and let it go though. Yeah, he kind of bobbled it on the way for a touchdown or whatever. But yeah, that had to be my best
and you
moment.
said against the Panthers.
Yeah, against the Panthers.
Peppers there yet?
Yeah, he was.
Young boy.
Yeah, he was.
I know. Hey, boy, you gotta go ahead and get that ball out, Joe.
Hey,
On the other side.
Hey, what was the hardest hit you got hit by? Like, who did you kind of like, man, like put fear? I ain't gonna say you.
No,
who,
I ain't had no
Okay,
fear.
I knew you was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
I can't believe that.
Who was that?
He said,
Yeah.
look, that's the first time I said that. No,
I knew that was wrong. So who was the one that like,
Hey,
That I felt.
that you felt? There you go.
Well, the one I felt was Strahan, my rookie year.
Really?
In the rear, he caught me in the ribs too, and I'm on my right side. You know, Strahan used to be actually on our right side and caught me in the ribs.
Wow.
Yeah, them things hurt me about 2 or 3 weeks.
Did
My rookie year.
he talk shit?
Nah, he wasn't. Every now and
Who
then,
talked
Strahan may say
kind
that.
of got under your skin?
What's my boy for the Vikings? Randall.
Randall.
man, he seemed like a shit dog.
I was, but he was with the Seahawks when I played against him.
Okay,
though.
okay.
Yeah, because he played with the Vikings too, huh? But yeah, he was with the Seahawks
What
when
was
I
he
played
saying?
against my rookie year. It was raining out there the whole goddamn game. Man, he just knew everybody's sister. Like they be like, you know how you done seen some videos of John
Yeah.
Randall talking about like.
Yeah.
You know, he'll talk about your sister, your mama, he'll just find something. No, he was doing it for real. Yeah,
he'll
a
find
whole
some things
game.
out.
Yeah, he found some things
So
out
he
about
gonna
your
do the
family.
research on your family
Yeah.
and talk to
He
you
was
in
for
the
real
game.
about that trash talking.
Bruh.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
man.
was.
Oh my God, what would you do,
Yeah.
Trey?
Hey, man.
If my boy's an alcoholic, she sniffed coke. I know about it, boy. I'll be like, what the hell? How did he get
Man, that is wild.
That's crazy.
Man, was the Strahan hit your welcome to the league moment? You know how they say every rookie has a welcome to the NFL moment. Was that one of them?
Yeah, I said it was one of them. But my real welcome to the league moment
Okay.
was the first game against Tampa Bay. I played against Warren Sapp.
Why you played against?
After they came off
Boy.
that Super Bowl. Yeah, Simeon Rice. What's my man in the middle?
Derrick Brooks.
Derrick Brooks.
Boy, Rondé Barber,
Yeah,
John
buddy.
Lynch.
I'm talking about I was
Boy,
about
man.
7 for 17, 18 for about 50 yards.
They
Two-
was- they
and
was
2
mad.
picks.
Did
Oh,
you-
no, they was coming.
Did you ever feel like, man, I don't know if I cut out to be an NFL quarterback after some of them games, or did you feel like I got to get this right, or did you feel like it was your line, or was your teammates? Like, how did you feel?
I had to get it right. Yeah, because I kept having moments. Like I had moments in the preseason. I had moments in that game. Heck, the second, third game play of the game, shoot, I broke left and hit him back right. Got us back down to about the 1 yard line. So then, I had a couple plays. So it was just, getting it right, man. Being consistent and working at it. Yeah.
All right, my last thing is this. Like, one of the things that upset me about Michael Vick was when he came out and said later on that he didn't study. Like, how would you consider yourself? Were you a studier? Did you have to put it in the book so that you kind of get by on your talent?
I had to. I didn't have Michael Vick's 4.2, 4.3 speed. I didn't have Michael Vick's flick of the wrist, and heck, I was blessed too. Now, that might be put into you're a real historian. Yeah, he said, I ain't like that. Hey, no, you're real.
I mean, you can see it. You can see it when the Falcons played the Eagles in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
You could tell he wasn't prepared. He tried to go out there on talent, and the Eagles had him schemed up.
And it might, and you're a real Falcons fan too.
Yeah.
Because this one hurt you.
Yeah,
but now it might have been put into another context where maybe he didn't put the time he should have. You know what I mean? Let's just say it like that. Because now you can't do it on Sundays like that. You know what I mean? At his level and not have something, some preparedness. But maybe he didn't do it to the level that he should have, and probably what he admitting. But no, I had to. Now did I put in the hours that I put in my third year, and we went to the playoffs in my fourth year when I'm really starting to become a pro, like Mike Vick could have been saying? No, because that third and fourth year, having Bill Parcells and having some good veterans around me offensively, I started to understand what the grind really was and how much the little hours I was putting in my first couple of years. But I had to though, yeah.
How was it playing for Bill Parcells, man, one of the greatest coaches to ever coach football? How was that?
Man, I knew it was a dream come true when I was with him. Because you see, you go back and you do your homework and you see what kind of coach he was. But the player I was my third and fourth year, cerebrally, going through my reads quicker, being more of a pro, spending more time at the complex. Because what I was doing my first and second year was nothing comparable, But how everything really slowed down by me watching more, by me being more of a leader, being there, my nutrition, taking care of my body, because now I had other different, offensive vets around me that he brought in, the Richie Andersons, the Terry Glenns, some of those guys.
Beast that receiver.
Yeah, he was. So I started being a better pro, you know what I mean, just because of, his presence and what, the man of excellence he brought with him. Yeah.
Man, well, we done held you here for a long time. We've been talking to you for a long time. I only have a couple more questions, but before we even finish, I do want to say, man, like, we just really appreciate you sitting down with us, for one, being an open book, for talking to us, and just spending that time, man, like, 'cause you didn't have to come down and talk with the Water Boyz show today, man, and we really appreciate that.
But I appreciate y'all, though. Yeah, I know what y'all mean to the city.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I also respect what y'all done did.
Man, where his camera at, Aaron? This is camera right here. Man, let them know what we mean to the city. Go ahead, Quincy. Let them know.
My boy's been a fabric of the city for a very long time, and I respect it, and I got homeboys who been around y'all too, and they respect you too.
That's what's up,
so
the Water Boyz
heck
show.
yeah.
I love that. So I do want to ask you just a couple things. What was there like a moment that you said, fine, that was the final moment I said, I have to get sober?
Yeah. Man, it was in this extended stay hotel down in South Texas, man. I was about 15 minutes from the border, man, and it was just a vicious cycle that I was in. Get some money in my pockets, then go broke. I mean, I was living a true junkie life, man. But I was in it. I didn't see it like that, because I'm just in survival mode, and a couple days before, man, I had a couple thoughts, like, is my life even worth living? You know what I mean? Never acted it out or anything like that, but just thoughts, man. And then it was the Pacquiao Thurman fight. I never forget that fight. Me and my ex-girlfriend went to the fight, bro, and I was calling her to pick me up at 4:00 in the morning, but we went there together.
Wow.
Next morning, same old, getting into it. You know, I'm trying to get my whereabouts about me, and man, I just busted out crying, man, and got on my knees and started praying. And then got on the phone and called my man, Hollywood Henderson. You know, he's got 40, I think 41 coming up October 8th. And, you know, we had been friends. He'd been my sponsor for since 2007, 8. And I just called him in and said, man, listen, I don't care what you got to do, man, but I need to get into somewhere. He made a couple phone calls. He told me to. He said, Q, I don't know if I can help you after this, man, you know, because it had been, you know, about 2-3 years since I went to rehab, but he's like, I don't know what I can do else, all right? You got to get this. And so, man, BRC came and picked me up, Bringing Real Change out in Austin, came picked me up about 5-6 hours later. I was up in Austin, and, man, I just vowed, man, whatever I had to do, whatever pain I had to go through, because, you know, it's one thing of saying you're going to quit, but it's another thing of really putting this thing down on paper now and facing, what your life is right now and understanding where you done got to. And so, man, I vowed that day, man, was it July 22nd, 2019, I was going to do anything, I could. Now, my sobriety day is tomorrow, which is July 27th, because, you got to taper off some things to get your body back right, but you're taking narcotics to get right. So it took me 5 days to get my body just about its whereabouts, man, because that's how deep, I was in my addiction, man. Like I said, I was in an extended stay hotel. 15 minutes from the border,
right
so
by the border.
Looking like the OK Corral. No, I'm for real. Yeah, I'm for real, man. So, man, it was real. But yeah, man, I just been on an all-out, relentless mission, man, to help people, and not only, to help people, but to continue on my, on my journey. But it really starts with having a higher power. Now, for me, it's God, but.
Yeah.
You don't want to scare people away about God.
But
that's the root of this thing.
Yeah.
Along with AA and NA helping you.
for sure.
But it got to be something outside yourself.
Yeah.
Because if it was you, you wouldn't be in these shoes, man. So,
sure, man.
yeah. So I'll speak on it. I live it, and just tell my truth, man.
I thank God, man. Last question, man, because we could speak on God, man, forever, man. But I won't hold you.
Yeah.
Last question. If you could go back and tell, let's just say, 17-year-old Quincy Carter, if you could give him 3 keys to surviving and just having the life that he wants, it doesn't have to be whether that life is monetary or not. It could just be being a man of God, having a peaceful life, just being happy, man. What are the 3 things you would tell 17-year-old Quincy?
Great question.
Q, that weed and that drinking gonna catch up with you one day. The second one, this hurts to the core, but people need to hear it. Everybody smiling in your face ain't gonna be your friend.
Oh, wow. I could tell that. I could say that too.
Oh, Lord. And then that third one, man, the most important thing you're gonna ever do in your life is having a relationship with God. Yeah.
Man,
Thank you, Lord.
man, that's deep, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say one thing.
Hey, being around real people now bring this out you too now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man, like,
That's
hey,
love.
man, like, I'm getting look. I'm literally
I see it,
getting
yeah.
real, man.
Hey.
Like, cause I know how I feel about God. I know what God has done in my life. I know what I see God doing in my wife's life and my kids' lives. I know God. I know for a fact God sent me my wife. I mean, I know for a fact that for me to be on the path I need to be with Him, He put me equally yoked with my wife to keep me on that path. So I know what having good people means, and like, man, I appreciate you sharing.
I feel that, man.
That means everything. Like
Yeah.
for real, I really did get chills, man.
No, that's love,
And what
man.
you were finna say?
I want to say to end it off for the Bulldog Nation, man. How you feel about this current team and Coach Kirby Smart, man?
Yeah, how did you feel when they won too, man?
Oh man, listen, but that was like, god dang, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Like a big old chest of drawers sitting on your dang back
So
that
you
we
felt
got
like,
off our
even
back.
though you wasn't playing, still felt good, right?
Oh heck yeah, man. Shoot, we've been hearing that them 1980 jokes for a long time. Yeah, so no, that felt good, man. I think when a real good situation this year. I say this because I think we got a lot of younger players that got something to prove, and it's nothing like having a hungry, Kirby Smart team. I think we got some things on offense that we gonna have to, work through. Finding that key running game. I mean, that key running back. Maybe it's by committee. Who is gonna really emerge at receiver? We missing McConkey and what's 19?
Bowers.
Yeah, and Bowers. So having their replacements is gonna be key. I think Demp. Is it Demp, number 4? I think he's coming along. My lucky teammate's son. Can't think of his name. What's my boy? But it's another lucky family member. He's coming along. He'll be number 7 this year. So it's finding them key guys in them third down and fourth quarter situations.
Yeah.
Who gonna step up?
Okay.
And then us having some hungry defensive players that's gonna emerge. I think it's cause for a whole bunch of excitement though. Yeah.
And last but not least, man, we had one high school player on here. If like any players that you want to have come on here to interview, man, like to just get them some exposure, we'd love to have them on here. And
Oh, heck yeah.
any games that you coaching that you would like to invite us to, man, just let us know, man. We'll be there.
Okay.
Seriously,
Yeah,
man.
Let's do it.
And along with that, and I was going to say that too. So one of the things we want to try to give some of these kids some shine. And so can't make a bunch of clips on them like we put, but I want to put kids in our stories. So if you have, any, if they have some highlights they would like to just, we have almost, we got 3,000 followers now. So hey, we don't have 1 million, but to the 3,000 we have, we would love if they have some highlights they want to show, we'll throw them in our story. Just tell them all they got to do is DM.
We have a lot of views. Like we had a couple. Every time we post on all the platforms. We get about 50,000 views per day.
Yep.
So,
No, I see it.
Yeah, so that's one thing we do have. We got engagement. People gonna watch it.
No,
It's
people
all
know.
organic.
People know what's real.
Yeah, so-
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So if the kids, if they would like to, like as the season goes, if they have some plays they feel like good, they would like to, man, we'll throw them up in our IG story. You know what I mean? And they can be seen.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So like just all they gotta do is just DM us, man. Well,
Hey,
look, man.
Jordan episode, man.
The Jordan. Hey, look, I feel like this was a GO episode.
Yeah.
I really do.
It is.
Because we had real conversation, man.
Yeah.
So Quincy, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Quincy Carter, man. Quincy, I thank you again, my brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
sir.
man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
Hopefully we
Yeah.
met someone that we can call a friend as time goes on
Absolutely.
and the years go on. But hopefully this won't be the last time that we get to speak. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it won't.
Man. So look, man, we up out of here. The Water Boyz. So on behalf of myself, B Rich, Quincy Carter, and Aaron Pittman, the Water Boyz Show. We are out.
Kill the camera.